Hey everyone, Riyad from Right at Home Realty.
Hello everyone, Will Ellis from Right at Home Realty.
Hi everyone, I'm SADIQ BOODOO from Approved Financial Services.
Thank you for having us today.
Yeah, thanks for guys.
This should be exciting because you're in our industry. You are. You're on the mortgage side, so this is going to be a good interview. But tell us a bit about your business and what makes you stand out.
Great question. Thanks. I guess as a mortgage provider, as a mortgage brokerage, a lot of times everybody thinks a mortgage is a mortgage is a mortgage, but like I got into this side of the business coming from the bank, and my whole philosophy and my whole vision was to take what the bank does really well, which is customer service and really like wrapping their hands around the customer and making customer feel appreciated and wanted. So taking that what the bank does well and adding in what brokers do well, which is giving options and solutions that isn't just standard, right? So that was my whole vision for creating a brokerage, and that's kind of what we live through every single day and we hold strong in our hearts, is that being the warm and friendly and giving you that client appreciation like a bank, but at the same time giving you the options and the flexibility and solutions that only a broker can give.
Okay. And the business is called Approved Financial Services?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we basically our name is our results, right? So you're approved.
Right.
Yeah.
And then how long have you been in business?
We're coming up on to our 6th year in business, same location in Whitby here.
Perfect. Fantastic. And
Yeah, no worries. Yeah.
yeah, no worries.
I can cut that one. It's all good.
Yeah.
He did kind of touch on it, but I'll kind of tie you better. So the next question is, what's your story? How'd you get here? Where are you from?
Okay, so I'm originally from Trinidad. I was born there. I came up to Canada when I was 8. Our family did a bit of moving around, so I lived in the States for a couple of years, actually 3 years, then moved back to Canada. And I was in East York, then to Scarborough, then eventually, like most people from Scarborough, moved a little bit further east and ended up in Whitby first, then Ajax and stuff, and kind of made Durham my home and my base of operations. That's where we focus and do our business in also. It was just been, I think I started out kind of working in Canada Trust. It was just a summer job, and that's all it was supposed to be.
So a teller?
Yeah, teller, right? We're talking like literally this was just a few shifts a week trying to just, make some money. This was not supposed to be a career or anything like that. Banking was not supposed to be the thing I'm doing. I was supposed to be the corporate guy who's in, on the 52nd floor, corner office, wheeling and dealing, mergers and acquisitions, and then somewhere along the way, banking just kind of infused itself into my DNA, and I got, I enjoyed dealing with clients, I enjoyed helping them, I enjoyed, solving problems that they had, or even giving them solutions to problems they didn't even realize that could be solved. And, fast forward a few different positions in the bank and stuff, and I realized mortgages was what I really enjoyed. It's what clicked with me, it's what I could do, and it's where I can impact people's lives, because face it, everybody wants money. If you have money, you want more of it. If you don't have it, you want it, right? And
exactly.
That's what I do. I give people money.
Yeah.
Right. So what motivates you every day?
Obviously, I mean, the simple answer is family, right? I've got kids and, a spouse, and we've got, a household, and that motivates me because I want to give my kids everything. But also, I've got a team, right? We have over 25 agents here. They motivate me because I get an opportunity to work with great people. I get a chance to coach them and teach them and show them the things that I've done to become successful, so that they can take that and incorporate that into their way of doing things and become successful themselves. And that really drives me because I enjoy that. I enjoy seeing the people around me do well, because it's not just, I don't want to be the one guy at the top of the mountain, right? Because that's a really lonely party. I'd rather have everybody else there with me because we have a lot more fun.
So let's talk about the real estate market right now. What do you see? What's your prediction?
Oh, wow.
6 months from now, or what do you?
Yeah, and what are you seeing right now?
Okay, cool. Well, reality is I mean, if anybody knew exactly, if I knew exactly, I wouldn't be here talking with you. I'd be on a beach somewhere. My next biggest decision would be which drink should I have, right? But the reality is, I mean, it's the real estate market, as you guys know, it's constantly changing. There's a lot. It's a very dynamic industry. So right now, we see that there is a kind of a little bit of a stagnation. There's more inventory coming into the market, but yet the purchasers are kind of a little bit hesitant because of rate changes and stuff like that. But regardless of what, there's still that underlying need for home ownership. I call it the Canadian dream because people who come to Canada, right, they are either trying to acquire what they had in their original country that they left with a certain standard of living, or they're trying to acquire that because they didn't have it before, and that standard of living is predicated on home ownership.
It is.
Right? So regardless of what happens in the market, regardless of how much rates change or whatever, that internal need for home ownership is not going away overnight. It's never going to change because basically we all want that safe place that we call home, that is our refuge from the craziness of the 401 and the boss that just doesn't understand what your responsibilities really are and all that other stuff, right?
Right.
And that's your safe haven, and we want that. So, I think the outlook for the market is that we're going to see, there might be a little bit of a lag between the supply and demand as things kind of adjust, but we're still going to have a solid, strong real estate market. And I don't think that's just going to go away just because of some rate changes and stuff like that, right?
Do you see a lot of rate changes happen? I mean, I'm hearing as many as
3 to 4.
6, 8.
Yeah.
What? Now I'm hearing some people who are mortgage experts like yourself saying there won't be no more than 2. What's your head at with that?
It's all speculation. There is sometimes a lack of rhyme or reason as to why things are done. Sometimes, like even this latest rate change, I don't believe it was made in the best with the best decision-making information because of the fact that we are experiencing inflation, but a lot of this inflation is artificial inflation. It's gas prices, obviously, because of current events in the world. Supply shortages, driving prices up because of COVID and the effects of the pandemic. Those things, hopefully, as they resolve themselves, we should see prices come back down. Now, not always, because once people are used to paying a certain price, companies will keep the prices there.
Exactly.
Right? But there is an element of artificial inflation. And to kind of answer your question, I don't think it's prudent for any government to raise rates too quickly.
Right.
Because economically speaking, a change in rates will take anywhere from 2 to 3 months to kind of filter through the economy to see what the true effect is.
Exactly.
So if you go to raise too quickly, you might actually have a negative effect to the economy because you might slow it down beyond where you expected, which is what happened a few years ago when they had 3 rate increases back to back.
Yeah.
And they kind of learned from that, so I'm hoping that they take that knowledge and apply it today and say, okay, well, let's make a change, which they did, and let's see how that change impacts, and then, if needed, make another change.
When people, I'm just now talking.
But this is what it's about, right?
When people say, the housing market is, inflated price-wise, you must get that from people all the time. What are your tips? Because here's the reality, I don't think pricing is going to plummet. It won't. So the reality is pricing right now is stabilizing but remaining high.
Yeah.
But so what's your advice and tips to people that are either one, looking to get into the market, or two, they're in the market, now they want to sort of maybe get an investment property?
Right. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I believe that we all have a certain instinct built into us as to what something is worth, right? When we go shopping for anything, we pick up a package in the store, we look at it, we look at that price, and we evaluate it as to, okay, is that worth that price? And we make a buying decision. Right. If I think it's worth that price, I'll buy it. Or if I really need it, I'll buy it regardless of what the cost is. Yep. If I don't think it's worth that price, then I'm going to put it back down, and I might wait and buy. Right? Same thing when it comes to houses. We'll see a property and we'll make a decision as to what this is going to sell for, if we're willing to pay for that, if we get the true value of it. And at the end of the day, as long as that is, it is true, which I think it is for everybody, you can't say what a property is worth because a buy and seller determines that. And, people will buy what they think is of value. And that will continue to always be the case, right? Others would disagree because they would say, well, no, I wouldn't buy it. But as long as there is somebody willing to buy it, you've now set the value, right?
Sure.
And I think for people trying to get into the market, they need to understand, look, you know what? If you're trying to get into the market, don't default to thinking your property as an investment, okay? First, you're buying a property as a shelter. That's a basic need. And if that property is the right value for you and it is providing you that security of a shelter, go for it. If it turns out to now become an investment and generate equity for you and put you in a better financial position, that's your bonus, that's your gravy. Yeah. But fulfill your first need, your primary need for shelter, and then let everything else be the bonus. If you are a person going into the rental market, and you want to purchase an investment property, then again, yes, it's a little bit change of the dynamic because you're not going for shelter. But if you're looking to build your net worth, there's never a wrong time to get into a market when somebody else is paying off your debt.
100%, yeah.
Right? So regardless of what it is, if you're trying to do it, the sooner you can pull that trigger and get into the market.
Because though you have clients, I have people that will say, well, I'm going to wait.
I'm going to wait and see what happens.
See what happens.
Yeah.
I have clients that will say, 2019, I'm going to wait, pricing will come down. Yeah. Well, it's now up 55%, right? Yeah. So, so that's good advice.
I'm going to steal that Canadian gene, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. I like that. Yeah, I wrote it down.
Sure,
I wrote it down.
Yeah.
Well, no, and also your part about shelter. It's also for some people forced savings having a house, right? Because you really can't. Most people really can't save, and so by having a home, you're investing in yourself and supporting your future potentially. Your retirement or whatever, or a kid's education. So people need to receive that also as a way to sort of develop. Develop a path for your family and financially.
And build an asset for the future, right?
Exactly.
So,
well, the reality is if you look at anybody, regardless of how much investments they have, how much stocks, bonds, whatever, what's the first asset they acquire is always a house, right? That's the foundation to build the rest of your financial portfolio. So you don't go dropping $300,000 in Tesla stock or Amazon stock on without first having the safety and security of a primary residence of a home. Yeah. So that is your foundation. That's your everything that you build your lifestyle on. That is where people need to always start. Right? I think that's where they always will start.
Financial foundation. I'm sitting that myself.
We have a few trademarks there.
We're dropping nuggets on you. That's all. Gold nuggets all day long.
So now I'm going to ask a different question, not related to real estate. What's your favorite local business? Since you've been in Durham, living here, you're working here.
So you know what? Actually, the one that comes to mind, and just recently I was just there, and it's just really impressive. It's not even something you would think off the top of your mind as a local business just because of where it's located. But in Ajax at the Sobeys, there's this dry cleaner. That's as soon as you walk in on the right hand side, there's a little local thing. It's a nice East Asian gentleman, and I haven't been there for 2 years because, well, for 2 years we've never been. I didn't have to put on a suit all the time, right? And stuff, so I didn't have the dry clean. I didn't have the the clothing alterations. I needed a little bit more alteration these days after But I walk in there, mask on still. And he automatically remembered my name. He literally could tell me the last time I was in there, and he doesn't have a computer, he doesn't have anything, but the guy is just so in touch, and he sees hundreds of clients in a given week. And for him to recognize know my name and start writing it down on the paperwork, I brought in two pads to get hemmed, and he was filling it out. I was like, he knew my phone number, he knew my name. I'm like, I haven't been here in 2+ years.
You knew your phone number?
Yeah.
When was the last time you remembered a phone number? That's crazy.
Exactly, right? And I just thought, wow, without this guy doing anything or saying anything, I just felt appreciated. So if there's somebody I was gonna I'd shout out and say, just because of that experience, that's like just a genuine business person, small little kiosk in Sobeys, just there every single day. It's him, nobody else running it. But just like genuine guy that really, put a smile on my face knowing that somebody actually, after 2 years remembered me. And it's not like I did anything for this guy. I come there and I get to pay him to do work for me, but he actually genuinely remembered me and cared. I was like, it stuck with me, right?
That's a good value.
That's where I'm going to go next, because my guy closed down during COVID.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. See?
Closed down? Really?
Yeah, they closed down, yeah.
Wow.
I didn't know. I pulled up the other day and I'm like, where'd you go?
So I hope you didn't have any clothes there.
Did you have any clothes there?
No, thank God.
Actually, not that. I don't think I go to that. Do I need to check my dry cleaner if I got clothes there?
Check. My favorite suits just kind of been like,
What about food? Is there any restaurants you go to?
Oh my gosh. There's just too many to list. There's just absolutely too many.
List your top 3.
Oh gosh, my top 3 lately. So being from the Caribbean,
you are?
I love. I think so. Lately, we've had a lot of food from District. Shout out to the guys there, District. Really great food. Never disappoint.
Never been there.
Never been. Oh,
I was there in 2 weeks. I think.
Yeah.
For some events.
Yeah, exactly. Right? You'll get a chance to try it out. It's amazing. So definitely shout out to those guys there. There's also...
What's the menu like there?
It's Caribbean Chinese, right?
The fried rice.
You got the fried rice, you got some jerk chicken, you've got some amazing thing. You even got like steamed dumplings and wontons and stuff like that. Like it's just like, there's something for everybody.
Interview number 2?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Other places like, there's Greek Freak down in Ajax on Bailey there. Amazing Greek food, right? Definitely a go-to place. And, again, local businesses, not franchises, which is, I think it's... it's all about that local and that mom and pop kind of operation and stuff like that. So those are the two that I could think. I mean, I could probably go on for like 3 or 4 days of places because I don't shy away from food. But yeah.
Well, perfect. And then, what is one of the biggest surprises owning your own business?
Oh wow. There's always a surprise. Every single day is a different surprise. But
isn't that exciting though?
Yeah, that's what honestly that's the great part about it. It's no 2 days are alike, right? It's not the same routine. It's not a
keeps you going.
Yeah, it's not put part A on top of part B. Nothing's wrong with that, but it's just that every day it's something different, right? But I think the biggest kind of surprise is you think when you start a business that okay, I'm gonna start this business and it's gonna run itself and you're gonna sit back and you're just gonna relax and let the money roll in. It's not that case. Running a business, and I think a lot of people don't realize, when you're self-employed, when you're a business owner, you don't work a 9 to 5. You work till your eyes open, till your eyes close.
Yes.
Right? Your business is constantly on your mind. You live and breathe your business because it is not just your livelihood, but it's your passion, right? And around every corner, you're constantly, people just might see whatever you see the opportunity for your business to grow. You see the challenges that your business could face, and you're always thinking about how do I adapt? How do I, evolve? How do I make my business better? And how do I get that out to clients? How do I get them to recognize that the business is, that we're here, we're serious, we're here for you, we're going to do the best for you. I think that's, coming in and becoming an independent business owner is something that you might think you know that, but until you have to actually live it and experience it, you don't realize how it actually becomes part of your DNA, part of your every single day, that you're always focused on your business.
100%. Everything that you do, from going to a restaurant, every time you're thinking about your business.
It's funny, we've been doing these interviews for about a month now, and that's a consistent message. What I mean, from every owner.
Yeah, and I think it just comes down. It becomes when you do what you're passionate about, you can't get it out of your mind.
Right.
It's just reality.
And it does not feel like work.
No, it does not.
Right. That's a great message.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Now you just gotta make sure your spouse is on board.
Well, thank you everybody. That was good, SADIQ. Thank you for having us.
A pleasure.
Yeah, great insight. And again, I always say this at the end of each video. I absolutely love getting to know people in our community
100%.
that have a passion for what they do. Their passion. If you were looking for a mortgage, approved services here in Whitby. You do service Ajax. Won a couple of Ajax awards recently as well.
Yeah.
They are the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome.